Hi, I'm Eric Lund, President of Veris Technologies. When we started Veris nearly 12 years ago, we had the same questions about soil EC. What could we expect from a soil EC map? To help answer that question, we brought our very first machine to this field. It's a field that's been in our family for many years, and we knew that the soils in this field ranged from a sandy loam near the creek to a heavier clay as you move away from the timber. Now, while your fields are not exactly like mine, whether you farm in the rolling hills of Washington State or the sandy citrus fields of Florida, anywhere in between, or a foreign country, your fields vary. And we can use this field as a good example to show you what you can expect from a soil EC map on your field. A soil EC map begins with this rather simple-looking implement driving across your field on typically 20-meter transects. Electrical current is being injected into the soil. The voltage drop is being measured and matched up with a GPS point. So when you're done, what you have is a map of the electrical conductivity of the field. What makes electrical conductivity valuable is that soil conducts electricity based on its grain size, its texture. Clay conducts more electricity than silt or sand. In fact, fine sand will conduct better than coarse sand. So a field of all sand still has a textural difference. On this field, we pulled some soil cores from this field. In fact, this is the best way to get a handle on how a soil EC map is going to show the textures on your field. It's to just inspect soil from the different regions of the field. Here's high conductivity clay soil from the east end and very low conductivity, light sandy loam soil from the west end. That's the number one thing you can expect from a soil EC map. Where the soil EC map shows a textural change, you will notice and find a textural change at that point. When I showed this first soil conductivity map to my dad, his response was, "Yep, that's about where I knew the soil changed." And you may be wondering, well, why map this if you already know about where the soils are in your field? Well, in today's large and expanding operations, many growers just don't know their fields as well as my dad did. And even if you do know about where the soil changes in your field, that information has to be communicated to a rate controller that's going to change rates automatically as it moves back and forth across the soil zones. This soil EC map of this field was made over a decade ago. This map was made today. Can you tell any difference? The soil texture on this field hasn't changed. So the soil EC map shouldn't change either, and it doesn't. That's another thing you can expect from a soil EC map. It's an investment that will last for many years. Another question you may be asking is, well, if I can't change the soil, why do I want to map it? Well, it's true you won't change soil in the same way that you do a variable rate of fertilizer, yet identifying soil texture variability is a good basis for precision agriculture. Take, for example, this field. The clay loam and the sandy loams that we've looked at here, each will hold nutrients, hold moisture, and produce differently just based on their soil texture differences. That's why a lot of growers and their consultants are moving towards a zone-based approach for their soil sampling, moving away from grid sampling. In this approach, management zones are set up based on soil EC maps, and a few samples are placed strategically, where they'll really capture the variability in the field. Another possible application is variable rate plant populations. Is one single rate the optimal rate for the soils on a field like this or on a field like yours? What you choose to manage on your operation will depend on your conditions and your fields. Yet many growers and their consultants are finding that a soil EC map is a good place to start precision agriculture. If there are questions that we haven't answered in this brief video, be sure to visit our frequently asked questions section of our website. Give us a call or an email. We'd love to visit with you about your precision ag needs.